opportunité nous pas rater. C'est une opportunité pour nous capables de tourner du pompier de Miami. Fille ou bien garçon, jeune à partir de 18 ans, pour qu'il doit appliquer pour faire partie de l'équipe pompier Miami. Alors, à ce moment-là, nous avons évité de déjà l'émission ça, nous avons en pile de faire une démonstration pour faire CPR sur mannequin. I really loved them. It was really successful et nous gagnons tout un nouveau pompier qui pourra nous rejoindre nous. Donc, nos deux invités, c'est d'abord capitaine Jean-Joseph et puis monsieur Jeff Desanges. Nous allons expliquer nous qui est le processus pour prendre comme pompier, comment le marcher. Donc, prévenir l'autre monde qui a cherché un job, le monde qui t'a intéressé, nous retourner non moment avec l'invité. J'aimerais annoncer nous dans le début de l'émission, nous gagnons des pompiers de Miami qui visitaient nous à Soya. Ça l'a rempli, mais c'est deux seuls monde qui mais il y a l'autre. C'est sérieux. Et messieurs, ils viennent là pour des bonnes nouvelles pour nous parce que il y a hire. Il a essayé d'embaucher des Haïtiens pour nous rentrer dans les pompiers. C'est une belle carrière, oui, là, sont pompiers. Non seulement on va sauver la vie monde, mais son bail qui est tellement noble et belle et puis il y a un bon bénéfice. Donc, invitez-nous pour parler avec nous pour expliquer nous tout ça. D'abord, nous gagnons un capitaine Jean-Joseph que nous avons rencontré il y a quelques mois dans l'émission. Il a fait nous rire en pile blague. Et bon Jean Haïtien là. He's a very funny and interesting guy. Capitaine Jean-Joseph, bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Sœur Elisabeth. Comment est-ce aujourd'hui?
Nous avons jusqu'à présent?
Ça, c'est le café?
Nous avons le choix. À soir, pas faire nourrir, va vrai?
Non,
c'est net.
C'est tellement. C'est mon café aujourd'hui.
Ça, c'est le café. Nous allons ça. Des pour négocier mes blagues, on blague quand même. Et puis, deuxième invité, nous, qui c'est pour la première fois dans Island TV, nous disons bienvenue pour ici.
Oui, merci.
Eh bien, le même nom, c'est Jeff Desanges. Il est également non pompier, by Chanel. Oui, monsieur dit, il semble un nom parfum des anges. You see how this guy is making me laugh?
Parfum, oui.
Il est belle. A good perfume des anges. Est-ce que l'homme s'y travaille?
Même genre.
Oui, comme ça, même genre?
Même genre.
Oh my God. But that's good because son métier qui est tellement stressant, tout l'a absorbé vie moun et puis pour in a good mood like that all the time.
Yeah, c'est pour ne pas faire tout bail tout sérieux, c'est pour faire un job comme ça. C'est pour faire un truc, tout un bon bagage.
Mon cher, c'est force nous-mêmes en tant qu'Haïtiens, oui. C'est force pas nous, faut nous rire. Ça veut dire, faut monsieur qu'on rit tout. Maybe he's shy, but... Oui, on peut le
Oui.
Yes. Representing.
Dans les bons dans le game.
Bon dans le game.
Bon c'est matin.
Comme on est bien caribéen.
Bon c'est matin.
Today only. All right, just for the show. Donc, messieurs, vraiment content que nous la soyons. Nous saluons tous les autres messieurs qui l'ont tout, mais qui n'ont pas participé dans le show. I don't know why.
You're là pour le support.
C'est pour le bon support. Vous marchez avec le capitaine là.
Oui.
Et pour le capitaine dans le support. Vous êtes capable vraiment. Chef.
Merci.
Affaire chef là, ils ont un problème. Ça dans ça nous. So I have a... I know. So, un paquet de questions pour nous. Et Nous pouvons répondre, nous n'avons pas l'autre, nous pouvons répondre en anglais, créole, however you want it. My first question, qui qualification, qui pipiti qualification pour moun gagner pour capable appliquer comme pompier? So what are the minimum qualifications to apply as a firefighter?
C'est clean licence ou besoin. Et après, comment c'est. Après licence ou besoin.
Pour travailler en US, non? Et puis, faut passer un background check.
Un background check.
Oui.
Pour être pas aucune mauvaise activité, en bonne, etc. That's it?
Faut comprendre parce que on travaille ça, on dans le monde tout le temps. For your trust, pour mettre
Yes, background check is very important. Mais est-ce que faut moun gagner un school degree? Est-ce que faut le faire college ou bien tout simplement high school league? Qui ça moun a besoin?
Pour ça, c'est pas besoin 18 ans comme tu dit avant, et high school diploma ou GED.
OK,
pour appliquer, c'est ça besoin. On pas besoin de aller en collège comme ça. Il y a des gens qui sont allés en collège et puis après ça retourner.
OK, est-ce que l'homme allé en collège, il est capable de plus gros grade que les gens qui fait high school là seulement?
Non.
No, it has nothing to do with it?
Non, parce que les ouvert pour public là, faut faire libre pour tout le monde qui a joué en chance.
OK. Okay. Do they need to be certified firefighters or paramedics at the time of the application?
No. Pas besoin.
From what you said earlier, I guess it's no.
Non, pas besoin.
Mais les aider.
En pile.
Là, de sous gagner li, ou bon training ou prend moins.
Yeah, là mettons le pour sous point. Il y a le bon point, yes. Sous faire un gros bail dans Tesla ou faire dans Tesla ou là prend écrit Tesla. Là, on fait un bon solide, vous pouvez écrire, moi, how do you say, if you get a 90 or 95, the point, la pédo, là, on gagne degree, you got your EMT, you got your paramedic, la pédo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the hiring process like? Comment processus l'an passé, le on moun besoin inscrit? Imaginons qu'on moun k'ap gade nous là, et puis moun nan dit, oh, c'est ça m'tap chercher même. Qui ça pour faire? Qui j'en bay la pour le faire?
Au point bail pour faire depuis pour aller sur le website là miamidade.gov pour appliquer et après ça il y a email au bac et puis il y a une date pour faire un test là il y a un plume non un crayon you answer a series of questions,
so you have to go to the department.
Yeah,
il y a un email, il y a dit
qui
côté pour aller, qui là pour venir avec qui ça ou pour avec.
Okay.
Pour un test là, and the test is a written test and an audio test. So it has a portion where it's just a written and then one part that you actually just listen to and follow along.
Écrit sur papier.
Okay.
So on va un passage. On attend des passages là, ça va dans papier, c'est ou changer dans papier, ça attendait. So écrit ça attendait dans le parler sur, c'est ou là on regarde papier ou écrit ça qui change.
OK, on comprend. Pas trop compliqué.
Non, pas trop compliqué. Non.
Very good. So, d'abord, sur qui website pour mon appliquer?
miamidade.gov.
That's it, miamidade.gov.
Miamidade.gov, yeah.
Et puis, vous avez Firefighter.
Oui,
et pour qui ça, c'est Kounia seulement? Parce que depuis la dernière fois que le chef là est venu ici, là, il t'a dit, no, they're going to hire soon. And en pile temps passé.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you do on a regular basis.
C'est pas un bail qui est tout sweet.
Why is that?
Because ils prennent le temps because it's extensive training. They have to go through everyone's background, right? And it's multiple applicants. And it's very competitive. So parfois au appliquer ou les cas prennent 2 mois, 2 ou 3 mois ou des années.
3 années.
Les cas prennent 2 ou 3 mois ou bien 2 ans. Juste arrivé 2 ans, là, on a appliqué pour le pompier?
Oui, j'ai appliqué.
Really?
J'ai appliqué 2005. Vous connaissez qui commencé? 2008.
Really?
Vraiment.
Oh.
Moi-même de 2018 et 2021 was my first day.
Donc c'est parce qu'il y a checké sur nous before. So that's good because we are sure then that they hired the right people.
Yeah, et puis on dépense un pile cob dans le process là pour tout parce que on teste un background check, psychological evaluation tout.
Yeah, that's very important.
Oui.
Because son job qui est capable de faire un monde depressed ou pas solide because on sait de cas nous
qui connaît.
Oui.
Yeah.
Mais même le job là yo ba resource pour parler avec monde, c'est ou on va qui toi pour j'étais avec un docteur qui a parlé avec eux. Oui.
OK.
Ouais.
So, son belle carrière liée,
Yeah.
ça veut dire
Oui.
que on monde c'est son métier que yo pas ouvri pour tout le monde facile, mais là yo ouvert li son bon opportunité pour jouer une bonne carrière.
Oui.
Est-ce que il y a un haïtien qui pense là que c'est pour garçons seulement?
Oui.
So
Non.
it's for
Il y a une femme, il y a une madame qui n'en travaille là.
Nous gagnons seul.
C'est un
En seul?
Plusieurs.
Là, son fille, qui ça que nous besoin? Est-ce que c'est même qualification en garçon ou bien faut son femme qui gagne pile force même avec vous comprenez?
Force là, marqué.
Force non force care. Oh, so you don't need to be really strong to be a good firefighter.
You do.
Ngafeli, grand mundo.
Oh,
Oh, il y a pas un grand.
On tape tano. Sous te répondre yes.
Balade.
Ou t'entraver le camper choix même là. Dit choix fini.
On va même gagner en blanche venant de
Ah, exactly. You noticed. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Ouais, on est dans pas une bêtise. Pas de problème. Après le devant. So guys, what is the CPAT?
That's a candidate physical ability test.
Comment vous voulez me tout ça? What is it? Explain that to me.
So it's a series of tests. So basically, you have
It's a series of
It's a
tests.
series of tests. So the physical test, it's an obstacle where you have to go on a stair climber with the hose and the pack, and you gotta go on the stairs for like 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then you gotta go carry tools. Then you gotta carry a dummy.
It's not only to be strong.
Faut vous mettre les garçons sous.
On me mettre femmes sous. Allez là. Hein?
Malgré le choix.
Ouais, le choix. Suspect ça. So this is it's complicated, right?
But if you train for it, if you're
not trained, I mean, you have to be trained before you do these tests.
Yeah, that's why.
They're gonna train you, and if you fail,
before, like you're supposed to train on your own, but they give you multiple attempts. So we're very equal opportunity employment. So you have
I
to.
hope so.
We're very good about that. So giving everybody multiple chances to do the job. So if you fail the first time, you get 2 more chances. But within that, they're going to give you practice chances.
Okay.
Several practice chances to do it.
Okay.
You know.
So first of all, vous appliquez. Lorsque fin appliquer, ou aller rendez-vous, ou faire audio and
the
writing test. Après ça, ou fait test ça yo, qui c'est
The CPAT.
The CPAT. It's a CPAT.
Okay,
test.
CPAT test, il fait un seul jour ou bien c'est many days?
No, it's 1 day.
Hein?
1 day.
Only 1 day.
1 day.
But you have
Cool.
practice days.
You have
ahead of
practice
that.
days before that. So
Before your road day.
before you schedule, you could do as many practices as you want, and then you schedule your tests. I
Okay.
think they give you like 3. I don't want to say. I think it's 3 practices before
Three practices.
3 practices before you. can
But be
actually
mindful that it is a competitive process.
Yeah.
So you don't pass your first practice. You got some people that pass on their practice, and they allow them to move forward in the process.
Okay.
See, now if you don't pass during the practice process, it doesn't count against you. You have another chance to practice. But there's other people that can now move ahead of you in the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Est-ce que vous dit ça en créole?
Oui, yeah, so yo ba jou pou ka practice test lan, examen, mais si ou pa passe fois ça, ya ba ou lan chance. Mais yo gen lot moun
qui en compétition.
Yeah, oui, si yo passe test lan, ou yo passe devant, on va dire parce que yo ka toujours aller l'autre jour.
Ou pas jamais perdre, but la partie devant.
Est-ce que c'est chaque 3 ans, chaque 4 ans que nous hire moun ou bien chaque 3 ans?
3 ans,
Oh,
yeah.
so I was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben, moun en chance si yo pas de point en fois, on chance pour prendre encore.
Ok. Est-ce que vous obligé pour ces citoyens américains pour jouer un job ça?
You have to be
You
a
have to
citizen.
be a
yes.
US citizen.
Oh, you have to be a
And
citizen.
be able to work in the US
You work in
as
the
well.
US.
Okay, you cannot be a resident. You have to be a
You have to be a
citizen.
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 Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Kounya, là yo employé yo, qui bénéfice avantage que moun sa joindre le li pompier pour moun yo ka encourager pour yo venir inscrit. What are the benefits? What are some of the employee benefits?
Oh, well, one of the benefits, we work 1 day, 24 hours, and then we get 48 hours off.
Oh,
So yeah,
comme ça va là?
c'est comme ça là.
You work 1 day.
Un seul jour, mof day. On va pas ça?
Wow.
Un job, moi, mais un peu, oui.
On va quitter. Elle est pour quitter. On va quitter.
Yeah.
Je vais quitter.
Oh my God. So how long have you been in the firefighter
17 years.
department?
Yeah.
Comment?
17.
17?
17.
Wow. And I thought you were 20, so you started at 3. Yeah.
Ça va me couper cheveux moi.
Yeah, je pouvais pas vérité. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so au travail, you work one day. And you have a break for 48 hours, and you work again.
You work every
Why is that?
So
what do you do? Because when you do not have any fire or anything happening, that can happen, that nothing happened. What do? You still work one day and you have 48 hours?
You got 40 hours. So let me fin
Wow.
let me fin commencer, let me fin travail. Il y a un autre monde après placer pour commencer ce travail là. So nous avons 3 chiffres A, B et C. So nous travaillons dans jour ça c'est A. Là fin de matin, on a replacé pour commencer jour parler pour 24 ans. Pour 24 années. 24.
OK.
24 ans.
24 ans.
Oui, on est à ta petit jeune trop. Et est-ce que vous payez bien tout? Parce que si vous ne travaillez pas en pile, est-ce que vous payez nous per hour? Ou bien they pay you as a...
Yeah, it's a salary.
It's a salary.
It's a salary, yeah.
Parfois, si vous allez dans l'école, ou allez dans le collège, ou gagnez l'autre degré, ou gagnez l'autre petite classe ou qu'à point, et vous avez plus que pour ça tout.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they always recommend, and they highly recommend that you go back to school just to educate yourself, because it's a job that's constantly growing.
Wow.
Yeah.
OK, je suppose nous gagnons assurance santé. Qui l'autre bénéfice nous gagnons?
Il y a l'assurance dents, il y a l'assurance médicale.
C'est ça qui fait de nous bien.
Bah ouais.
Des anges.
Des anges.
Des anges à aux anges.
Chanel.
Bien, Chanel. Messieurs, dames. So, nous gagnons assurance dents, assurance santé.
Sous besoin de day off.
Nous bien.
Nous payons bien.
And the retirement is through the FRS as well.
Yeah, nous gagnons bon retirement.
Really? OK. Et à quel âge pour nous retire? Like, it's a matter of how many years you spend in the force, or?
Years or age?
Age.
Years
So,
or
nous
age.
fait 25 années, nous avons quitté.
Mesdames et messieurs, je rappelle nous que à Soya, nous avons interviewé 2 membres de service pompier dans Miami-Dade qui est avec nous là. Il y a employé moun kounya, c'est bon moment pour nous inscrire. Et puis tant moun ka rentrer as a firefighter. So moun 70 ans décidé pour livrer
Depuis qu'a
C'est
fait
job là, fille comme garçon, OK. Il y a une question pour nous toujours, pas c'est une fini avec. So, ou ben moins work schedule là, ou ben moins bénéfice.
Et puis on l'a bas qui est bon dans le schedule là, c'est chaque 3 semaines, on gagne 5 jours collés ou off.
Yeah.
Oui. Parce que chaque monde gagne un jour et il est en quali day.
On Kelly Day.
So, c'est lui-même, il est sous shift A. He's on A shift. So, depuis chaque 3 jours, il travaille. Mais il y a un jour comme c'est Monday. Lundi, c'est jour parler. Kelly Day parler. Chaque fois, A shift ends up on lundi, il pas travailler. Et puis, quand il y a 5 jours off.
Yeah. So, là, on calcule tout ça pour moi. C'est 9 jours de travail dans le mois, oui.
I mean, that's fantastic, guys. I mean, I'm in the wrong business. I should join you.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Est-ce que entraînement est dur?
Oui.
Yeah,
The training is hard?
Training is hard.
Parce que nous besoin de bon monde.
How do you deal with the fire? You have to be able to tolerate a
The heat,
lot of
the fire,
heat.
the heat.
Why is it hard?
The training is hard because it's the environment that it puts you in. So we have to train in the fire setting. We have to train to extricate people out of a car. We have to train on mental health. There's a lot that goes into being a fireman.
Parce que c'est pas seulement exercice pour y a faire pour y a checker qui j'en pensé les bails au vindi les organes pile bail cap devant. Are you able to stay calm?
Yeah.
Vous comprenez?
Okay.
C'est ça pour nous en pile.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last question, what are some specialties that MDFR offers for career growth?
For career growth.
You have air rescue, helicopter.
Yeah.
You can be trained to drive in a helicopter.
SWAT medics, and they also become dual certified. Now you also go to the police academy. And now when they have their big like stings and they want to go out and like a SWAT assignment, a medic will then be assigned to them, but that medic will also be a cop as well.
Okay.
You have hazardous materials, TRT, which is tactical rescue, urban search and rescue, when they have like those big floodings like out in Texas, like the one that happened in, what was it, Key West, you get deployed. So those are all other things that you can get paid extra or have an incentive for as well.
Wow. Eh bien, mesdames et messieurs, Jean-Noué là, c'est une carrière qui est super intéressante. Et messieurs, nous souhaitons nous retourner pour nous donner plus de détails about the training. Maybe we'll have some videos.
Yeah.
Et puis, mesdames et messieurs, c'est chaque 3 ans que yo embauché, que yo hire pompier. Donc, c'est une bonne occasion qu'on y a ou capable d'appliquer dans ça que adresse que nous voyons sous écran pour nous capable de tourner un pompier. Fille comme garçon, à partir du moment où nous avons 18 ans, nous ne pouvons pas faire aucun bail qui l'aide dans le pays ici. Et que nous sommes citoyens américains, nous n'avons pas de problème. So guys, thank you for visiting us.
Merci.
And you'll be back soon.
Ah, je ne parle pas encore.
I'm connais, you know, c'est réciproque. Likewise. All right, guys, thank you and see you soon.
Merci.
Okay.
Imagine Art Media Productions, with nearly 20 years of experience, provides clients with a variety of marketing and production services. Imagine Art can help promote your business on any local or global media platform. We handle all aspects of your campaign, from creative content production to campaign strategies. Imagine Art also offers professional entertainment services, including DJ services, artist booking, 360 photo booth, animated gobo projection, photography, uplights, dance on the clouds, sparkles, sound engineering, and more. We are the one-stop shop that you need. Visit our website or call us.
En pile cause qu'a passé, j'ai qui la qui pas j'aime ka ouais, bouche qui la qui pas j'aime parler, oreille qui la qui pas j'aime tendre, mais nous même qui ouais tendre, faut que nous pas arrêter bras pendés, sans josser sous nous yo misé, pour nous mettre la couille sous pied, à nous les gangas. C'est ouke ganga, ouke ganga, c'est comme ça ganga parler, ouke ganga. Quand gentil pays d'Oualo, chaque fois yo pense le couler, yo elle remonter. Yon jour pour chasser, yon jour pour gibier. Oui, c'est comme ça, grand-mère la vle. Quel que soit ça, ou essayer. Des Congo n'a toujours devant, pour aider les grands-gars.
Téléspectateurs WhatsApp Caribbean, n'a invité nous Kounia pour nous revivre démonstration CPR que capitaine Jean-Joseph t'a fait pour nous dans Island TV, l'a visité nous l'année dernière.
Même j'aime t'as dit là où est mon disposé ou pas contre ça qu'après ou souquer ou dit monsieur madame il pas répondre quand on va checker s'il a respiré ou pas respirer on va checker pouce il pas gain pouce on dit si on mon avant on dit comme ça alre 911 parce que pour contour vous prenez téléphone vous mettez sous speaker ou après les 911 c'est là ça commencer vous mettez dans cœur ou connait c'est là on fait compression là on fait compression on chercher un numéro 100 pour 120 bat pour chaque seconde staying alive non c'est vraiment staying alive ça c'est un chant pour des American Heart Association dit comme ça ou gars pour quitter
c'est pas vous-même qui inventez.
Non, on a parlé des bébés, ok, avec des droites, ok.
Wow.
So, nous avons des petites là, qui ont tête là, ok. On mettre dans le bois, des droites, on va peser.
Ok.
Quoi que j'aime qui met tête là?
Avec deux doigts.
Avec des doigts.
Ok.
Ok. Jusqu'à, on va faire ça, jusqu'à être arrivé, on va faire ça.
Okay.
Jusqu'à être arrivé. Ok.
Wow.
Nous avons un tourniquet là, on peut expliquer qui gens qui mettent tourniquet là. Ce tourniquet là, c'est qu'on met dans le bois.
It could be anything, right? Because c'est pas tout le monde qui gagne.
But si vous pas gagne, ok, un tourniquet, ça, vous pouvez faire un sac, vous chercher un sac zoé, ok, ou marrer, non pas tout, ou prendre bois qui est, ou marrer, ou mettez là-dedans, ou marrer.
Un sac zoé.
Un sac zoé.
Vous avez dit couverture zoé,
on prend bois qui est, ou mettez là-dedans, là vous finissez marrer, vous mettez là-dedans, quand il y a viré bois, parce que la.
Vous mettez là-dedans qui ça?
Dans sac là, dans sac là, là où tu marrer sous pointe là. Ou marrer.
I see where you going.
Ou marrer sous pointe là.
Et pour virer?
Ou virer avec bois.
Pour serrer?
Pour serrer, ça fait serrer pour 6.5 ans.
Nabjambé Kounia, non interview exclusif pour Island TV que reporter nous a réalisé avec Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levin-Cava au sujet de propositions budget pour 2025-2026.
Thank you, Mayor, for having us again here. We would like to start by asking you about the budget, right? It's one of the main priorities of the residents here in Miami-Dade County. How would you define this budget?
It's a fair budget. It's a transparent budget. Unfortunately, we've had to make cuts in this budget because of the funds that we have received from a variety of sources that have gone down and increased demands on the budget. So we worked really hard to find a way to make cuts that would still preserve basic services people rely upon. So we are not cutting transit. We're not cutting waste, garbage pickup. We are going to have to cut some programming in parks, some of the ways that we maintain roads and sidewalks, but we are also proposing new revenues that will help to make up for some of that. So all in all, we tried to make the cuts surgical, and also to say that we have reduced the millage, the tax rate, 2 years in a row to the lowest level since 1982. So it definitely, with all of the factors, the increased costs, new constitutional offices. That's the biggest hit to our budget, because where there was one county government, we now have 6 different agencies, all coming from the same pot of monies, the general fund, or mostly property taxes and some state taxes as well.
How much pressure is on this, financial pressure is on these 5 constitutional offices? Can you explain that to the people?
Yeah, so we have a $402 million deficit to close, and that requires us to do a lot to balance. But we do know that the biggest cause of the gap are the 5 constitutional offices. The tax collector alone's about a quarter of that amount. So we are under tremendous pressure. We cannot have a deficit budget. We can't add revenues to the budget. We can't deficit spend. We can't go to the bank and take a loan. This is what we have to deal with. So that is really a huge part. It's 44% of the total deficit is the 5 constitutional offices. So they are doing services that they're mandated to do that used to be part of county government that we did for less money. So in some cases, they're increasing services, but in general, we did fine with the amount of money, and we recognize they have to establish their own offices, but this is unfortunately beyond what we thought was reasonable and what we can afford. So I launched the WISE 305 initiative many months back to do a deeper dive, but since I've been in office, going into my 5th year, we've always looked for efficiencies. And this time round, we've combined departments for administrative savings, we've reduced costs and things that were not necessary, unfortunately things like marketing, some additional programming that is desirable but not vital. And we have been realizing savings. Even last year, we had to close a gap of $200 million. But the $400 million is bigger than we could have anticipated until we knew who was elected and what their plans were. And unfortunately, we are asking the commission to make sure that we keep the constitutionals within a reasonable bound. Otherwise, we're going to have to make additional cuts to county services. It's been really a challenging year and painful, but we've come up with what we think is the best possible way to maintain basic services that people depend upon, but unfortunately have to cut some other programs.
In your opinion, Mayor, who do you think will be most affected by this budget?
Well, if we make cuts to some park programming, obviously that could be all ages. Parks are for everyone. The roads, certainly we know we need to maintain our roads. That's why we're proposing an increase in our gas tax, because that money will actually go specifically to fix roads, sidewalks, and bridges. So we are very sad that a number of our partners, some of our cultural groups, some of our nonprofit social service agencies, they were getting funding, some of them with one-time funding, but now that federal dollar that came to us for recovery is gone. So we are considered the most recovered economy in the country, but the headwinds of the constitutional offices, the increased costs, the cuts in state and federal dollars have meant that some people will be affected.
How about small businesses? Because they'll be losing over $1 million in grants. Will be any help for them?
We still have the RISE Fund, which is a very successful program. It's a replenishing fund, and we've been working really hard to get out the word. Our small business program, Strive 305, will continue, although we are working with the Beacon Council, which is our independent organization around economic development, to take a lead on that, but still a partnership. So I don't really see huge impacts on our small businesses. The grant funding, actually loan funding will still be there. And as well, our efforts to mentor, lift up, help them with marketing, and so on.
In recent days, Miami-Dade County Sheriff Rosie Cordero mentioned that if we move forward with this budget, public safety could be at risk. Her department is asking for an 11% increase.
Actually, 14%.
14%, I'm sorry.
Yes.
What is your reaction to that?
So we had to budget best we could with the funds that we have available. So we programmed for all of these constitutional offices, now 5, a growth of 7 to 8%. which we thought was reasonable. Actually, my budget for the county services is shrinking in the general fund. Departments took 10 to 35% reduction to be able to balance the budget. So we programmed what we thought would be a reasonable growth during my administration. When I served with responsibility for the police department, we increased that budget every year by, on average, 8%. So the budget has grown. We've been able to provide those services. So we programmed again, and even last year it was a 9% increase. So we programmed again, and we think it's reasonable, and it is what we need to do to be able to maintain all of the county services.
Many people are saying that they're willing to get a raise in taxes, for example, if public safety is at risk.
Okay.
But why not simply raise the taxes?
Yes, yes. So I want to emphasize here, the budget is actually voted by the commission. And the first vote they took was about the millage, which is the tax rate for property tax. We asked them to keep it flat, meaning not to increase it and not to lower it. And they did agree last week to do that. Now they will have a second chance to vote on it again. And if they do reduce the millage, then we will have to go back to the drawing board and make severe cuts to basic services. To increase it, they cannot do. So once they've set the cap, they cannot go higher. Certainly, we want people to understand what their tax dollars get them. And unfortunately, the rates are such that we cannot continue to increase services, and some of the services have to be cut.
Mm-hmm. Last week, during the press conference of the budget here in this building, you mentioned that there was a responsibility for the state government and federal government. Do you believe this is because maybe your vision is not aligned with, for example, Governor DeSantis or President Donald Trump?
Our budget has always benefited from shared investments from state and federal government. We know at the federal level, all kinds of programs are being cut that affect us every day. That's a universal across the country. It does not target us. We're very concerned, for example, will there be cuts to the housing programs? Our housing is largely funded by the federal government. We also have a local surtax on real estate transactions, which allows us to be aggressive. We've been able to double our housing budget, which has helped to stabilize rental prices and build 17,000 more and many more coming, places that people can afford to live with dignity. So that is critically important. As far as the state goes, again, those cuts were uniform in programs across the state with a certain exception. They did decide in the last minute of the budget session, if you will, to cut some taxes that came from rental properties of businesses and also some utilities taxes. That was devastating to us and I think affected us more than other places. So those were approved taxes in the past. They were eliminated. It led to a $27 million additional cut in our transit system. And again, we're maintaining our buses and trains. We're not changing that because it's so critical for people to get to work and get to appointments. We thought it was essential, and that affects particularly people who can't afford to spend more on transportation, which is a huge expense, 20% on average people's budgets here in Miami-Dade County. So that was something that hit us particularly hard. I don't think it was necessarily to punish us here in Miami-Dade County. It was more just that they made a promise to cut taxes, and at the end of the day, this was the tax that they thought they could get approved.
Okay, thank you. One of the other concerns that people have nowadays, as you of course know, is immigration policies that are affecting the residents here in Miami-Dade County. It's been so far 22 days of Alligator Alcatraz. Is the county monitoring what is happening there? Did you have the chance to go and visit the place?
Yes. So this was done by executive authority of the governor, who since 2023 has had an executive order based on immigration, allowing him to come in and take over property or other functions. And that is what was done. We were told, we were not asked. I first raised concerns about the environment because it's in the middle of a protected area that is world known and unique and very, very risky to the environment, what is being done on that location. Also, once they set it up and operated it, which they did very quickly without any kind of real scrutiny about many things. We expressed concerns about the humanitarian aspects, the access to attorneys, the weather conditions, etc. And I have asked for monitoring. I have not received an official response to my request.
Yesterday, Human Rights Watch released a report about the dehumanizing conditions that the people that are on the immigration detention facilities are facing. What is your reaction to that? Have you seen the report?
I have not had a chance to see the report. Thank you. I will look for it, but I certainly have been reading the media reports on what they've heard, and I know some people have called directly and spoken to media about conditions, and it is quite alarming. We know that this was done very quickly. We don't really know the qualifications of all of the personnel. Certainly we know that the buildings themselves are not that robust, and there are already some problems with them, and with a hurricane or severe weather, even worse. So we know there are many, many concerns, again, about access to counsel. It's been said that it's only people with full deportation orders. It doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case. It was also said that it's only people who are already in detention and they're being relocated. We don't know that that is the case either.
Okay, thank you so much.
Pour dernier parti émission nous à souhait, nous pral suivre extrait yon interview que Chief Faye Davis dans Miami-Dade Fire Rescue t'est accordé. Mesdames, li possible pour nous une belle carrière en tant que pompier. Tell us a little bit about you. How did you start this beautiful career? For how long have you been doing this? Tell us stuff.
I've been on the fire department, I want to say 33 years now.
Oh my God.
It wasn't something that I grew up wanting to do. As a young kid growing up in the James E. Scott housing projects, if someone would have told me I would have become a firefighter and rose through the ranks to be a division chief, I would have told them they were crazy. But everything worked out, and so here I am.
Okay. Why did you choose that branch? How did it start?
Well, really, a friend of mine is what led me through the path. I was working with a gentleman. He became a firefighter, and he thought that because I played sports that I could do it. At the time, which is 33 years ago, the fire department was looking for female firefighters.
So they didn't have any at the time, or?
They had a few. They had a few.
But they needed more.
They needed more.
Why exactly?
Because I believe diversity is important.
Okay.
Diversity in language, diversity in gender, the population covers everything. Men, women, different ethnic groups. So diversity is important. So it's important to have women in what is a predominantly male job.
Did you feel at certain times during your career that they were not taking you seriously, your colleagues, just because you're a woman? And did you have this experience?
You know what? I can honestly say I never had that experience. Maybe it's my demeanor. As Captain Joseph will tell you, I have a certain demeanor about myself, the way I carry myself. So I never really had that problem. I had good individuals who trained me. And so, hey, once you went through what is Battalion 5, which is a very busy area, and you get that knowledge, you're pretty much respected throughout the fire department because they know that's a busy area and you've seen a lot. So, no, I didn't really have that problem.
Really? Yeah, so you never had, like, the fact that you're a chief, you never had a colleague or someone, a firefighter, feeling uncomfortable because you were a woman telling him what to do?
No.
They all obeyed.
Yes.
So we have smart guys in the fire department.
Yes.
That's great.
Well, the fire department is a paramilitary organization. So
yeah.
Everyone sort of knows the officer is in charge. Male, female, they're in charge. So no, other females may have had that issue, but I never had that issue. So
that's great to know.
I've had a great career. Yeah.
So do you have a lot of females right now in the department?
Miami-Dade Fire Rescue has quite a few females. I can't give you the number off the top of my head, but I would say compared to a New York City, we have more females. Compared to a Chicago, we have more females. Compared to a Boston, and I'm talking about big fire departments, bigger than Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, I would say we have more females than most of those departments.
How can you explain that?
You have to feel wanted. The fire service is a profession that you have to feel wanted.
Exactly.
And because we have so many females, it's easier for a female to see someone like myself or some other female and say, okay,
if she can do it, maybe I can do it too.
I can do it. So the more females you have, the more welcoming it is. So I think that's why we have so many.
Do you have a lot of Haitian female?
A lot? I wouldn't say a lot. We have a few. I couldn't put a number on it, but I know we do have some. We have some in the pipeline waiting to, get trained and come on. So yes, and I work a lot with North Miami Senior High, which is my alma mater, by the way. And so we have a lot of Haitian students there, and we're getting a lot of those kids involved in the fire service, and they're coming on. So the more individuals we get on from the Haitian community, the more kids get a chance to see them, they'll want to join.
Is there a specific weight, or you have to be this tall, 6 or less to be a fighter?
No, there's no height limit, there's no weight limit. I believe there may be an age. I think you have to at least be a minimum of 18. I don't think there's a top age, but as long as you can do what they ask you to do, regardless of your age or how tall you are, you'll be able to do the job.
Merci à tout le monde qui t'est branché à Souéa. Nous bientôt. Nous sommes Elisabeth Guérin. Bonsoir.